Hello, my name is Chef Ray. I am the founder and owner of Cobbler King Blends. Today we're going to do a tutorial on how to make Cobbler King blends. I'm going to show you how simple it is to prepare a Cobbler King blend. 3 steps, 30 minutes, pie in the oven, you have a gourmet cobbler. Inside these blends are flour, sugar, spices, salt. All you need to do is purchase butter, your fresh fruit, vanilla, and water. And if you're going to do a blueberry or something need more citrus, you need a little lemon juice. But these are very easy to prepare. After 30 minutes of preparation time, you will have a gourmet cobbler in the oven. Okay, first step in making the peach cobbler using the dry blend, we're going to open the container, pour it in the bowl. Second, we're going to add 6 ounces of water. We're going to add 1½ teaspoon of vanilla flavor. One. And a half. And also we have 6 ounces of melted butter. We're melting on the pot. We're going to add the melted butter. In the meantime, we'll stir the blend. Very simple. This is hot enough. And we also have 6 ounces. I'll pour it here so you can see that. 6 ounces. Perfect, 6 ounces. Melted butter in the blend. Okay. We combine, stir. We're done. Next, we're going to add 2 cans of Del Monte, preferably. I like Del Monte peaches because Del Monte has a premium peach. We're going to open the cans and we're going to pour inside the blend with juice, peaches and juice. Two cans of peaches. You're going to switch to your rubber spatula. We stir until it's blended thoroughly. And we're going to pour this into a 9 by 13 inch pan. I'm using aluminum here today, but you can use a Pyrex. You can use a glass pan. I'm going to use this aluminum today. Okay, so next you let your pie filling sit, and then we're going to start on our Cobbler King crust. We're going to pour in all the mix into a medium-sized bowl. Okay, now we have here 3 ounces of butter, 3 ounces of shortening. You're going to add to the Cobbler King dry blend. And we're going to use our hands. When making crust, your hands are your best tools. So we're going to use our hands and cut in our fat. Okay? You're going to cut the fat into the size of a pea or corn kernel. And that's what's going to create a flaky pastry here. Okay? You don't want to overwork the fat into your crust or it becomes a tender crust. We're looking for a flaky crust. So just look at the hand movement. We're just cutting the fat in with our fingertips And I think we're almost there. You're going to see large chunks of fat. That's what you want. The larger chunks. That's going to create the flakiness. I think we're done. Now, here we have 6 ounces of cold water. And the reason why we use cold water, it cuts the gluten strands down to make a nice flaky pastry so the dough won't get overworked. So I'm going to take 6 ounces of water, pour inside, and you want to bring this together fast as possible, not to overwork the dough. Okay, you're going to bring it to a nice ball, and then you're going to, really simple, not to overwork it. You see, you just take your fingers, put it together, look at here, bring it into a nice ball. Very nice. You're going to have a lot of dough on your fingertips. Just use your hands. Take the dough off your fingertips. And you're going to need some flour. I have some bench flour, we call it. Take a little flour, sprinkle it in the bowl. Take the flour, clean your fingers. Form the ball. Beautiful. Very nice dough. You're going to have some nice flaky pastry to go with that gourmet cobbler. Okay, beautiful. That's done. Now I'm going to take the pie crust out of the bowl, put it on a bench. You can have, this is marble here I'm using, or you can use a cutting board or any type of wood table. And we're going to roll out the flaky pie crust over the filling. You need a little flour here, not much. Too much flour makes the crust tough. Okay, look at this dough here. Beautiful. You got nice chunks of fat in there. That's what's going to create the flakiness. You need a little flour. We're going to raise the dough up. When your dough sticks to the board, it doesn't have enough flour. So we're going to, let me cut a little bit of this off a little bit. A little more flour. A little more flour. And we're going to roll. When you're rolling pie crust, you want the crust to be 1/8 of an inch thick or 1/4 of an inch thick. Not too thick on the pie crust. If you make a thick pie crust, and your crust becomes gummy. Nobody likes to have gummy cobbler. I don't. So that, you're going to roll it as large as the pan, and I think that's it. Okay, I'm going to show you now how to top the cobbler. Roll it over the rolling pin. Very nice. Very nice. Put your cobbler here. And with Cobbler King's blends, you want to make sure you stir your blend up before you top it. Okay? Stir the filling before you top it. Wow, that smells delicious. Okay. Now we top it. Beautiful. Okay, now we take the excess crust off the side. We're going to lift it up a little bit. Put some crust inside the pan. Lift it up, lift it, lift it up, lift it up. Then we're going to trim off the excess with the dough knife here. Okay. Voila. Then that's actually a finished product right there. We're going to show you next. I'm going to roll out an extra piece of dough. This is Cobbler King's trademark here. Okay. I give you enough dough in the gourmet blend to make extra. Okay, I'm going to give you my trademark here. My logo. Cut a C out and a K. CK. See, that's Cobbler King's trademark right there. Okay. Now you have some excess dough left, you can freeze. It will last about 6 months in the freezer. Now I'm going to make some egg wash. Egg wash is 1 egg and 2 ounces of water. One egg, 2 ounces of water. You're going to need a pastry brush. And what the egg wash does, it gives you a golden brown crust. Golden brown. Okay? And you're going to see this when it comes out of the oven. Absolutely beautiful. You're going to brush lightly. You stay off the edges. The edges are going to automatically brown. You're just going to brown the top of the crust. Stay away from the edges or they will burn. Okay, you can move your seed to the side, put it back. A little egg wash here. Okay. Also, you need to poke holes in your Cobbler King. You let the steam escape during the baking process. Poke a few holes. That's it. Now we're getting ready to prepare another Cobbler King gourmet blend using fresh fruit. This is a different type of cooking method. So we're going to use this is called the cook juice method. So in this bowl here, we have 3 pounds of fresh Granny Smith apples. Now you can also put any type of fruit you want in here. You can go blueberries, blackberries, fresh cherries, any type of fresh fruit you want for this mixing method with using the Cobbler King blends. Okay, so in the pot here I have simmering, I have 16 ounces of water. Okay, you want to bring the water to a boil, and then we're going to pour in here the Cobbler King apple filling mix. Just pour it in. And you're going to take a wire whisk and we're going to stir. We're going to stir this blend until it thickens. Oh, it smells so good. So we're going to stir this up. It's going to start to thicken, and you want to stir constantly. We'll let that heat up a little bit more. Okay, starting to thicken, so you want to stir. Scraping down the sides, the bottom. She's going to get real thick. You'll be able to see it here in a second. And once this thickens, we're going to add 6 ounces of butter, and we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla flavor. And by the way, I use Watkins vanilla flavor. Watkins has been around since 1868. They make the best vanilla on the market. I also use Watkins spices in the Cobbler King gourmet blends, and that's why they're so good. So as you see, we're starting to thicken. So as it's starting to thicken, you want to stir vigorously, scraping the sides and the bottom. Now it's starting to thicken. We're going to go ahead and reduce our 6 ounces of butter, and we're going to put in 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla flavor. That's 1. half. And we're going to stir, continue to stir until the butter melts and it's done. Wow, you see how thickened that sauce has gotten? That smells really good here in the studio. And we're going to just keep stirring this until the butter melts. Once the butter melts, we're going to pour over top of the fresh apples that we're using today. Again, you can change the fruit. You look at the Cobbler King blends, you got mixed berries, blueberries, blackberries. You can use any type of fruit you want. Okay? And this is called the cooked juice method. Okay, I see all the butter is just about melted. We'll turn the fire off. And we're going to take now and we're going to just pour this cooked juice over our apples. Voila. Very simple. Very simple. Then we're going to take our rubber spatula. Make sure you scrape out the bowl, your pot here. Now we're going to stir these apples. Just kind of lightly toss the apples in the filling here. Wow, that smells fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. That's a Cobbler King blend right there. You can't go wrong. It's bulletproof. You follow these 3 steps, you're going to have a gourmet cobbler. Now we're going to take this and we're going to pour it into our pan. Again, I'm using aluminum today. You can use Pyrex, any type of decorative dish you have to make this cobbler. Wow, that looks delicious. Spread this out. Voila, beautiful. Okay, now that's your Cobbler King gourmet mix using the Granny Smith apples here. 3 pounds of apples along with the Cobbler King gourmet blend. Now I'm going to prepare the gourmet streusel topping mix. It's very simple. It's 2 ingredients. Just open up the streusel mix bag, pour it in a bowl. Crack 2 eggs. Make sure they're large eggs. If you're using a medium or a small egg, you need 3. You're going to crack the eggs in here. You can take your hands are clean and fold it and just mix it in. Very simple. Bind it in. Just fold it, run it through your fingers, crumble it together. You just bring in the flour mixture together. And I think I'm going to need to add 1 more egg. Okay, so I'm going to add 3 eggs. Okay, you crack 1 more egg inside of here. 1 more egg. So we got 3 eggs here. And our streusel mix. Once this is combined together like a crumbly, coarse mixture here, it's ready. Yeah, that feels great. Now we're going to add you can add optional 2 ounces of oats I'm going to add, and 2 ounces of walnuts. If you like, you can use pecans if you like, but I prefer walnuts. Okay, this is done. Just lightly toss together. It's done. Now we're going to crumble right on top of our pie, our cobbler. Just sprinkle. Voila, just take it and sprinkle it all on the top like that. Spread it out evenly. Now this streusel topping actually worked very good with the apple, but you can interchange the flavor. You want to put the streusel topping on your blueberry, blackberry, cherry, you can. Or if you want to take the streusel topping off this apple and use your flaky crust, you can. You have that option with the Cobbler King. Now that we have this apple crisp prepared, the last thing you want to do right before you go in the oven is drizzle 1 ounce of melted butter and just drizzle all over the top of this apple crisp here. Voila. And then we're going to put this in the oven here. Alrighty, as you can see, these are fresh out of the oven. We have our apple crisp here made with fresh Granny Smith apples and our old-fashioned streusel topping with oats and walnuts. Here we have our most popular, famous peach cobblers made with the Cobbler King Gourmet blends. These were baked in an oven at 350 degrees for 45 minutes to an hour, depending on your oven, or until golden brown. As you can see, these were very simple to prepare. Within 15 minutes of mixing time, 45 minutes in baking time, you can have a cobbler like this at your home. A lot of people like buying cobblers around the holidays, Thanksgivings, Christmas, time of the year when their grandmother's in the kitchen doing all the hard baking. Now you can have cobbler for any occasion. You got backyard barbecues, birthdays, 4th of July. You can have Cobbler King any time of the year.
To purchase Cobbler King's Gourmet Blends, visit cobblerking.com and place your order today.